So one of the features that I found really important in my practice was giving feedback to our administrative staff. So first of all, that was on a one-to-one basis whilst they started off clinical coding. Once the process was up and running, I then asked the clinical staff to undertake a more formal audit. So what I did is I asked them to keep 10 consecutive letters on a database, and then I looked at the clinical letters afterwards to see, first of all, if the letter destination was correct, if the date on the letter was correct, because sometimes there's a discrepancy. For example, when a patient's admitted to hospital, do you code the date of the letter as the date of the admission or the date of discharge? And we wanted to try and standardise that. So I looked at the destination, the date, and then I looked at what they'd actually coded compared to what I thought was important to code. I looked at the depth and breadth of the coding. So for example, they might have said knee operation, giving a very broad code, whereas in fact it was a meniscal operation. And so I just helped ensure that the depth of coding was correct too.
So we had a number of meetings, and the workflow person was always quite confident and quite out there to explain what it was that they were doing and what they needed from the practice team. So if they needed something to be done in a different way, they always felt quite open to bringing that up and bringing everyone around the table.
I also would comment if they'd over-coded or if I thought they'd under-coded. And actually what I really found very surprising was there was very few errors. I was expecting to find more, and even from the more junior coders, as you might call them, I think because they'd had the support of the senior coders, there were very few errors. And one of the interesting things was I hadn't really told them how I was going to select the letters for coding, so they didn't always choose the letters. In fact, I went back into our clinical system and found a way of finding out who'd completed the task. So in fact I did a more anonymous audit as well, and that showed the same results. It wasn't like they were selecting letters that they thought they'd done well on. So the anonymous audit reinforced and gave them the confidence to keep coding to the high standard that they already do.